Hello and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justyna, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. If you are listening to this forecast through my Spotify channel, then a very warm welcome to you as well. All right, so today I'm going to talk about the Libra eclipse happening on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees of Libra. Now, this is a South Node solar eclipse. It's really, really important to note whether this is a South Node or a North Node eclipse, because there's a huge, huge difference, especially here with the solar eclipse, which is connected to new beginnings. But usually, as we approach a South Node solar eclipse, something is suddenly eclipsed out of our life. Whether it's because we want it, or perhaps it's happening naturally through external forces. Whatever it is, remember, eclipses accelerate the timeline. So whatever is supposed to happen would have happened anyway. Here, eclipses speed things up. Just on a side note, so here, a South Node eclipse is about karmic endings. So generally, there's a shift. Something is moving away from our life. We are letting go of emotions, old patterns, habits, relationships, the way we see the world, the way we do things, and so on. So there's a karmic closure with the South Node as we start a brand new chapter, because of course, a solar eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse is connected to new beginnings. Here with the North Node is all about the future, the unexplored, the unknown. However, the South Node wants us to release, let go as we move into the future. Now, here, if you have any placements at around 10 degrees of Libra, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, so we are looking at the cardinal signs, then you will be under greater influence of this particular eclipse. So have a look. This is significant. Now, if your birthday falls on the 2nd of October, then this coming year is huge, because you'll be starting a brand new chapter in your life here when our sun sign, our moon sign, ascendant, but here especially our sun sign and the moon sign are activated by the eclipses. Generally, there is a massive, massive shift, change of direction that takes place in our life. People get married, move, change their careers, have a baby. So there are usually huge, huge things happening, especially with the sun activation, because this is generally the energy that influences our solar year. Right, so that's here a little bit about that. Now here we will discuss this eclipse from a general perspective, and then I will look at each rising sign and give you more guidance based on your rising sign. All right, so here we've got a South Node eclipse. So as I explained, there is a shift of energy. We're drifting away from the past, from the old, from the overly familiar, and we are moving into the future. It's like a forward momentum as we leave the past or something, an element of the past behind. Now, Libra. Libra is a cardinal sign. Libra is an earth sign as well. If you think about the image, a symbol of Libra, it's a scale. So here, Libra is all about balance. Now here with the eclipses, any imbalance or imbalanced dynamics in your life will become especially noticeable and visible around this time. And this can be in your relationships, in your communication style, in your work life, in your daily routine, but also in your body. Very often, the Libra eclipse brings or causes imbalance in our body. So here, this could be a hormonal imbalance, sugar imbalance. This could be also connected to acid imbalance, or water retention. So if you're experiencing any sort of symptoms connected to these dynamics, to these imbalances, then your body is trying to tell you something. Well, if this is a hormonal imbalance, for example, then maybe this is connected to your diet. Or if it's about your weight, imbalance of your weight, then perhaps you need to implement some changes into your diet. Maybe there isn't enough fiber in your diet. Maybe you eat too much carbs. Maybe you eat too much sugar. So generally here will depend on your circumstances. Now, all right, so generally here, endings and new beginnings. Something is shifted away, and here we are moving into a new chapter. Right, so at the same time, we've got a few interesting aspects happening. We've got a conjunction with Mercury. We've got a conjunction with the South Node. So definitely these karmic closures are highlighted. And also there's a square to Mars. The ruler of this eclipse is Venus. Venus is connected to a lovely water trine. Now, with water trines in general, with trines, there are opportunities for stability, structure, with Saturn involved, excitement. But at the same time, if you don't take action, if you don't use these energies, the energies present, opportunities present around this time, generally the opportunity will go and dissolve. So this is also connected to missed opportunities, a water trine, if you don't take advantage of these opportunities, energies as they emerge, as they appear. Right, with Mercury being so close to the eclipse, communication is key around this time, clear communication, but at the same time, there is a tendency towards receiving false information, delays when it comes to train, coaches, flights. So overall, it's not really great to do anything important or to make any important decisions on the day of the eclipse, because things usually take a different turn and we are generally surprised in the least expected moment. So if you can, try to delay an important meetings appointment on this day. If you have to just prepare yourself for things maybe taking a different turn. Flexibility, adaptability generally are key. And at the same time, here, leave early, check your trains, check the road, whatever it is that you're doing, and especially if you're traveling. And at the same time, also be aware, be mindful of what you watch online around this time. Because here with Mercury being combust with such close proximity to the sun and the moon and this eclipse overall, this is also connected to generally misinformation or difficulties reaching certain agreements even, or perhaps not everything that you see might be true. So overall communication, clear communication, transparent communication is key in order to avoid miscommunication. Now, at the same time, we also have a square to Mars. So there is a bit of tension, aggression. I think this could manifest as potential strikes, manifestations going on across the globe. All right, so a little bit about this eclipse, the key important details. Now let's have a look at what this eclipse will bring and mean for us individually. You can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign. I always recommend the rising sign, but here with the moon and the sun, you might want to watch it in addition, just to get a bigger picture. Right, so let's start from the first sign, and this is Aries. Hello, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. So we've got the solar eclipse, South Node solar eclipse activating your seventh house. As I mentioned earlier, the South Node here being so prominent at the time of this eclipse is connected to potential closures, endings, the need to let go, release, whether this is some old patterns when it comes to how you relate to others, old toxic dynamics, whatever it is, there's this shift of energy prompting you to reinvent this area of your life, to focus on how you communicate with others, how you relate to others, how you see yourself. In relationships, in unions as well. So here the South Node is about releasing and moving away from something that fulfilled its purpose, that no longer belong in this reality or in your reality more specifically. And of course, this is connected to your relationships. Right. So whether this is the end of a certain connection, contract, partnership in your life, maybe this is a time when things are moving to the next level, to the next stage. It's about implementing fresh energy and move away from any toxic, unnecessary dynamics. Now here, Mercury is prominent around this time as well. It is conjunct this eclipse. It is also combust, which means that there could be some communication breakdowns or perhaps some unresolved conversations in your relationships, reaching a critical point. Now, the good thing is that Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, forms a lovely trine to Saturn. It's actually a grand trine. So if you actively work with the energies that emerge around this time, situations, if you actively resolve them instead of pushing them away, then you can really take advantage of these energies. Now we've got a square to Mars in your 4th house in the area of home, emotional well-being. I think generally during this time, you need to watch how you communicate, how you interact with others, because there is a tendency towards being impulsive in your interactions with others or short-tempered with the square to Mars in Cancer. Now, at the same time, we've got this conflict between your relationships and the home area, emotional well-being, and this will generally push you to balance these areas of your life. So you need to be mindful of any impulsive emotional reactions, especially around family matters. All right, so overall here, this is about finding balance in the area of one-to-one connections. If there is some kind of imbalance, it will show up, it will come up, but this is your chance to resolve any dilemma issue if there might be, and move forward to a much healthier future. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at the next sign. Hello, Taurus, and welcome. This eclipse is taking place in your 6th house. The 6th house deals with our lifestyle, our daily life, daily routines, small pets, but also our work environment, our skills, the skills that we use to help others. I think for many Taurians, this is about lifestyle changes in your daily life, daily routine. Maybe this is about getting a pet, and this would completely change your lifestyle and daily dynamics. Maybe this is about working from home, returning back into the office, or perhaps you are reinventing yourself, learning new skills that are necessary for your work, or perhaps as a hobby interest you recently started. Maybe you have a need to implement more physical activity into your life. Now, having said that, with the 6th house being here activated, you are especially prone to any imbalances at this time, with acid imbalance, sugar imbalance, high or low blood pressure, or anything to do with also hormonal imbalance. If you're experiencing aches in your kidneys, I'm not a medical practitioner, but here with the medical astrology, which is one of my interests, just giving you here some guidance. So if your body is trying to tell you something, then clearly there is a message that needs to be addressed. And yeah, so listen to your body, listen to what your body is telling, because maybe you will have to implement some changes into your diet as well, what you eat. And here with Mercury being prominent, communication is important, clear communication. But at the same time, if you go for a health checkup and you feel like you don't have enough clarity when it comes to the diagnosis you receive, ask second opinion. Don't be afraid to ask for a second opinion, because very often with Mercury being so prominent, there's a tendency towards misinformation, false information, lack of clarity. If you're experiencing lack of clarity around this time, ask questions, do your own research as well. Now we've got a square to Mars in your 3rd house. So generally, this could also mean potential tension in your daily dynamics. Maybe this is with one of your colleagues or your siblings or your neighbors. There could be a situation that will have to be addressed, that will have to require a resolution. Maybe this is something that will come up from the past, something that was unresolved in the past, and now will be a chance to address it. So be cautious of any emotionally driven words that could generally escalate into a conflict. Your ruler Venus and the ruler of this eclipse connects beautifully with Saturn and Mars. We've got a water trine. Take action during this time. Take bold action, because this eclipse offers long-lasting opportunities as long as we actively engage in whatever occurs shows up around this time, because this is also connected, the grand trine, water trine, to missed opportunities if we just delay things or don't pay attention. So thank you very much. And let's move into the next sign. Hello, Geminis, and welcome. All right, so we've got this solar eclipse activating your fifth house. The fifth house deals with creative self-expression, children, romance as well, and also your hobbies, interests, joy, entertainment, creativity, also self-employment, freelancing. Right, so we've got a South Node eclipse. Something is shifting away. Maybe this is about how you express yourself, how you express your creative urges. Maybe this is about finding that inner spark, inner strength, inner confidence to show off your skills and talents with more confidence, with more enthusiasm, with more belief in oneself. Maybe this is about doing some inner child healing, or perhaps it's something that you've been doing already, releasing these old stagnant emotions, or emotions generally, and feelings that act as a blockage towards self-empowerment. So at the same time, since this is a South Node eclipse, karmic patterns connected to old romantic engagements, for example, or perhaps some creative blockages might resurface around this time. But this is your chance to face them and release them. Remember, Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, connects with Saturn and Mars by a trine. So there is a lot of driven energy, and at the same time, energy that offers structure and discipline, long-lasting, stable results, as long as you act proactively, because that's here, this lovely trine. Now, at the same time, I think many Geminis will be reevaluating how they express themselves. Are you being authentic? Are you being your authentic self, or are you not? All right, so we've got Mercury, your ruler, is here, combust, closely aligned with this eclipse. Communicate as clearly as you can. There's a tendency towards mis or false information, misdiagnosis, delays. I think if you are traveling around this time, if you have any important meetings, interviews, prepare as well as you can, but at the same time, have a good sleep so that you can have a fresh mind, because there is that energy that could overcloud your judgment, create a lack of clarity, confusion. Don't give up on this day if things don't work out, because the next day or after you might think very differently. Your mindset could change overall. But overall here, I think there's a lot of energy that it's prompting you to release any old wounds, memories, anything that generally blocks that ability to feel confident and comfortable within your own skin. Now we've got a square to Mars in your second house as well. Finances, self-worth, self-esteem. So there's a certain degree of tension between your self-worth and perhaps how you use your resources. For example, how you use your finances. If you think that you're not good enough, or perhaps if you think that you're not capable of building something of your own, then maybe the time has come for you to change your mindset, work on your mindset, work on your beliefs. Listen to affirmations, daily affirmations that can help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. At the same time, be mindful of emotional spending or financial arguments around this time as well. But overall, you might see yourself moving forward, starting new ventures, business ventures, new hobby, or new interest, for example, as well. All right, so that's Gemini. Now here, Cancers. Cancers, for you, this eclipse activates your fourth house. So the fourth house deals with home and family dynamics. But at the same time here, we've got the emotional well-being, your roots, your heritage. You know, the thing that just came up into my mind is that many people might be interested in doing a DNA test to learn about their heritage, where they come from, etc. This sort of dynamics could be the case if you haven't done that yet during this cycle. Right, so we've got Mercury combust, we've got the South Node involved, the square to Mars in your first house. There's a little bit of clash of energy between your emotional well-being, home dynamics, and your goals, what you want, your identity. But overall, here with the eclipse activating your fourth house, so new beginnings in the home area activated. This is a very deeply emotional and karmic period in your life, especially when it comes to your roots, your upbringing, your living situation as well. Maybe the time has come to let go of some past familiar patterns that no longer serve you, especially in the area of life that affects your emotional safety and security in your life. Maybe you need to let go of some of your own personal habits or addictions that have a negative effect on your family dynamics. This could also show up around this time. If you struggle with alcohol consumption, if you struggle with cigarettes or anything else, or gambling, for example, situation might come up as you approach this eclipse, forcing you to rethink your life, your path, reevaluate your life, your existence, and stimulating you to implement the necessary changes for you to maybe let go of these negative habits, patterns that have a negative influence upon your family and home-related dynamics. Now, at the same time with Mercury being combust, overpowered by the energy of this eclipse, miscommunication with family members could arise around this time, especially with Mercury being combust, and also we've got a square to Mars in your first house. So I think watch out for any tendencies connected to being overly defensive or emotionally reactive or impulsive around this time. This eclipse wants you to find balance in your emotional life, in your home life. It's all about finding a healthy balance. If there is some kind of imbalance, then it will come up and show up around this time. But at the same time, if perhaps this imbalance is caused by, or some of this imbalance is caused by your behavioral patterns or habits, then this is your chance to release them, let go. Not just for the benefit of your family, but for your own benefit and well-being too. And of course, with the solar eclipse in the fourth house, perhaps you'll be moving into a brand new location. Someone could be moving in, moving out from your house. So overall, at the same time, your parents might be also prominent. They might need your help, your support around this time. All right, so thank you very much. Leos, welcome. This eclipse is happening in your third house. So the third house deals with communication, our mindset, our intellect, our immediate environment, immediate community, our neighbors, our siblings, next of kin. Anything to do with writing, reading, journaling. 12th house is also journaling, but here, writing, reading, our mind, our mindset, and short distance travel. The South Node is about some karmic ending, something being released, let go. Maybe this is about changes to your mindset, to how you see things or the world around you. Maybe this is about changes into your communication style, for example, as well. Overall here, as we move closer to this eclipse, old patterns of communication, perhaps in your immediate environment or perhaps with your siblings, colleagues, could come to light, urging you to release unhealthy dynamics. If you've struggled with communication, or perhaps if you realize that perhaps you don't communicate in a balanced way, maybe you don't contribute enough, or maybe you contribute too much and you don't let the other person share their opinions or ideas. So this sort of dynamics could come up, especially with interactions with others. So overall here, Libra is about balance. Any imbalance in your communication style will become more apparent, and this is your chance to release those unhealthy dynamics in order to communicate more effectively and in a more balanced, healthy manner. Now, at the same time, this could be also about resolving some issues, dynamics with your cousins, siblings, colleagues, neighbors, for instance, as well. Having said that, with the South Node being active, Mars squaring this eclipse, Mercury also conjunct this eclipse. This could be also about some old dynamics that could resurface, issues that were unresolved in the past with, again, neighbors, siblings, next of kin could resurface around this time. But yet again, this is your chance to resolve them, let go, release. Now, Mercury conjunction to this eclipse could lead to some potential misunderstandings, confusion in your daily communications. So communicate as clearly as you can. Be mindful of what you say and how you say it, especially since we've got a square to Mars in your 12th house around this time, which suggests that some underlying emotional tensions or perhaps hidden fears may come up around this time. And it's really crucial, if this is the case, to address any subconscious blockages that block that ability to communicate openly, really, authentically. Now, overall here, the third house could be also related to perhaps anything to a book, to you writing a book, or working on a website, releasing a website, completing a book, for instance, starting a new course of study, learning new skills, working with your hands, getting a driving license, for example, as well, starting a business with your sibling. If you're going to be traveling around this time, make sure that you leave early. Make sure that you're prepared and one step ahead, generally. Thank you very much. Hello, Virgos, and welcome. We've got this solar eclipse activating your second house, which deals with self-worth, self-esteem, anything to do with your income, anything to do with your finances. So here your values are also highlighted. Now, this eclipse really encourages you, since this is a South Node eclipse as well. So this eclipse really wants you to reevaluate your relationship with material security. Think about how you value yourself. With the South Node activation, karmic lessons around money management or self-esteem could resurface around this time, prompting you to release any unhealthy attachments, patterns, habits, blockages, limitations. Maybe you're starting a new business venture or a side hustle or a new job. So there is a certain degree of something new in the financial sector, but it doesn't only have to be about finances and a new job. This could be about things happening internally. Perhaps you need to work on your self-worth and self-esteem, especially if you feel like it's been crushed in the recent past or in your early stage of life. Mercury's conjunction with the solar eclipse, and let's not forget Mercury is also your ruler. It is combust, overpowered by the energy of the sun, of this eclipse. So generally, the way this could play out is that Mercury could bring confusion. It also could bring disputes around finances. So if you can avoid making impulsive decisions, especially decisions surrounded around money. Now, at the same time, we've got also a square to Mars. Mars is in Cancer in your 11th house. Squares represent tension. Is there a tension with someone from your social circle, with another person? If there is a tension with your financial area of life and your long-term goals and hopes, maybe you need to redefine your goals and objectives for the future, at least for the time being. But here, this is also connected to a potential tension between your financial stability, financial security, and your long-term goals or group associations. So be mindful of any emotional clashes around this time, especially with friends, acquaintances, or members from your community, because there could be things, situations that could resurface from the past. This is your chance to let go, release these emotions that perhaps are blocking your ability to move forward with specific goals, ideas, and so on. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at the next sign. Hello, Libras, and welcome. So we've got a solar eclipse activating your first house, the house of the self, the house of your goals, identity, physical appearance. We've got a South Node here that has been already influencing this area of your life for quite some time, until January 2025. So what is happening here? You're letting go of something connected to your identity, physical appearance. You are reinventing yourself. You're changing your style. Maybe if you will have braces fitted, which is actually a very common theme with eclipses activating the first house. So whatever it is, this eclipse is connected to you, your identity, your persona, some really deep and profound changes connected to personal transformation. So you are being asked around this time to let go of old patterns, habits, old identities, ways of relating to others that no longer serve you, that no longer fit into your current reality. So I think this will be a profound time of self-realization, self-discovery on a really, really deep level. We've got Mercury also in Libra in your first house, combust, overpowered by the energy of the sun, of this eclipse. So here, watch out for any miscommunications, misunderstandings if something isn't clear, because here Mercury combust could create confusion, lack of clarity. Then ask questions, do your own research, ask a second opinion. But at the same time, with Mercury here being combust in your first house, this could also bring confusion around your self-image, about who you are becoming, because without a doubt, you have changed since we've had the eclipses activating your first house along with the South Node. Now with Mars in your 10th house, ruled by Cancer, the 10th house deals with career, your outside world, professional goals, ambitions, hopes, dreams connected to your career, professional life are highlighted here. There is a clash of energies. Maybe there could be some emotional conflicts between your personal needs, your personal goals, personal desires, and your professional ambitions, aspirations. So focus here on finding balance between these two, because here with the Libra energy, it's all about balance. If there's any imbalance in your life, this is a chance to let go of the old patterns, habits, in order to implement more structure, more stability. We've got Venus, your ruler, aligning beautifully with Saturn, with Mars. So there is an opportunity for creating long-lasting results and outcomes, stability, structure around your personal goals, identity. As long as you take action, as long as you act proactively. Because if you don't take advantage of the opportunities that arise around this time, this could result in missed opportunities. Also, with Libra being your first house ruler, pay attention to any lower back pain, imbalance, sugar imbalance, weight imbalance, or perhaps lower blood pressure. Your body's, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms or kidney aches, then your body's trying to communicate with you. Maybe it's time to implement some health changes as well. If you think that you've been overly indulging in specific products, meals, foods as well. But at the same time, it's a great time for letting go of any habits, addictions, old patterns that no longer serve you any good. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at Scorpios. Scorpios, welcome. We've got a solar eclipse in the 12th house of Libra, a South Node eclipse. So the 12th house is a very mysterious house because it's not about the physical world, the physical reality. It's about our dreams, our subconscious mind, the hidden patterns, addictions, our sleeping patterns as well. I'm not sure if I already mentioned that. But overall here, this is the hidden area of life. This is the private area of life. This is the area of withdrawal. So you might actually feel like, and actually Libra season might make you feel like withdrawing temporarily. Go within. Self-discovery, self-acceptance, self-love. These are all keywords connected to Libra season for you specifically. But at the same time, this eclipse is an amazing opportunity for letting go of any old habits, old patterns, addictions, anything that negatively contributes into your mental health. At the same time, it's a great time for implementing healthy habits, healthy changes that can help you with any struggles, anxiety, overthinking, with any imbalances in your body. Here, your body's trying to communicate with you, tell you something. that is happening. Maybe you can't see it, but if you're experiencing any aches, maybe it's time to change your diet, go for a health checkup. Maybe this is a great time for journaling, connecting with your inner self. Write down your thoughts. What I found really amazing recently, I'm rewiring my subconscious mind. A lot of things from the past, things that perhaps any blockages, old wounds might resurface around this time. It has been happening for me. Anything that crushed your personality in some way, anything that created blockages, people, situations, old childhood wounds, something that hasn't been really released enough. This is a chance for you to work on these negative influences. I think this is a chance for a renewal on a deeper level, because with the 12th house energy, you can really work on your subconscious. You can really work on your inner self, on your inner world, on your mind, if you want to rewire your beliefs, if you want to implement shifts in how you think, if you want to be more confident, if you want to be more successful, if you want to release some negative blockages, patterns that will engraved upon you as a result of some negative people influences in your life. This is a chance for doing so. Positive daily affirmations, meditation, this sort of things to rewire yourself on a deeper level. So that's one thing. What I also been doing, audiobooks, self-improvement, fantastic time for doing so. Audiobooks, if you enjoy this sort of things. I've actually started something different as well. Palmistry. I attended a webinar a few days ago by Frank Clifford, which he's absolutely amazing. He's also a palmist. And I might actually take his course. I don't know, but I got his book and it arrives today. So I'm really excited to learn about palmistry, which has always been my interest, but I haven't actually learned much. But yeah, so you might enjoy doing spiritual things, learning about astrology, numerology, tarot. It's a great time for being spiritual overall, for self-improvement. All right, so let's talk about some aspects as well. Mercury is combust, overpowered by the energy of this eclipse. So as I said earlier, this could be generally about things coming to your mind, past wounding experiences. I think there will be lots of realizations that can make you think like why you are a certain way, why you struggle with certain things in your life, why you're not able to achieve certain goals. So here, those self-realizations could help you to clarify or bring more clarity in terms of why you're experiencing certain blockages in your life, limitations. This is as a result of some past situations, experiences, etc. So self-realizations, and at the same time, we've got Mars squaring this eclipse. Mars is in your ninth house of your beliefs, long-distance travel. I think could be a tension as well between your spiritual needs, the need to withdraw, the need to contemplate, the need to work on from behind the scenes, but at the same time, the need to travel, to get yourself out there. So I think you will have to work on these two spheres of your life. Be cautious of any emotionally charged decisions around this time. Delay them if you can, any important decisions, especially the ones connected to your belief system, to education, to travel, to your purpose, to your direction you want to take moving forward. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. We've got an eclipse coming up, happening in your 11th house, a solar eclipse in Libra, a south node eclipse. So with a south node eclipse, this immediately tells us about some karmic endings, conclusions taking place. Now, this eclipse activates your 11th house of friendships, long-term plans, long-term goals. The ruler of this eclipse, Venus, connects beautifully with Saturn and Mars. It's a grand trine. So take action, act proactively, and take advantage of the opportunities that emerge around this time, because if you don't, they might dissolve and it could result generally in missed opportunities. But overall, we've got an eclipse. So I think there are some new people coming into your reality. Are you joining new groups, new clubs, new circles? It looks like So there could have been someone who shifted away from your reality. Maybe you ended some connections, friendships. Maybe you left a circle or a group of friends that didn't contribute positively into your life. Maybe people generally relocated or you changed jobs recently. It doesn't have to be like a dramatic end of friendship, but maybe your circumstances change, other people's circumstances change. Maybe you became a parent. It's overall about changes in your friendships, connections in your life. And I think you'll be also redefining your goals and dreams, hopes for the future, moving away from any unrealistic expectations you may have towards yourself, towards life. If you no longer resonate with some of your goals, it's a good time for letting go, becoming more realistic. And it's a great time for creating more achievable goals instead. It's all about balance. Any imbalance in your friendships, connections, goals will come up and show up around this time. But at the same time, as I mentioned, Venus connects beautifully with Saturn and Mars. So you can create something of a long-lasting nature. Any new connections that emerge in your life could be of a karmic nature. But at the same time, here, there is this chance for creating long-lasting outcomes and results. Now, pay attention because communication could be a bit of a struggle around this time. Mercury is combust, overpowered by the energy of the sun and this eclipse. And this could manifest as potential communication difficulties within your social circle, maybe a certain degree of confusion around your goals. Don't jump to any conclusions too quickly. Delay any important decisions if you can a couple of days when you regain the clarity that perhaps you may lack around this time. We've got a square to Mars as well. Mars in the 8th house of joint and shared resources, transformation. And here we've got emotional tension related to financial matters because the 8th house deals with also money, finances, not money related to our income, but money connected to investments or perhaps inheritance, money that we receive through other people, support, government support, for example. So there is this emotional tension related to any financial matters, inheritance, or deep emotional connections in your life. So I think you will have to be mindful around this time of how these tensions affect your relationships with friends or communities. So here again, there could be some really strong realizations in this regard that may come up around this time. All right, so thank you very much. Hello, Capricorns, and welcome to your horoscope. So here we've got an eclipse, a South Node solar eclipse activating your 10th house of career, worldly achievements, professional life growth and development. A South Node is about letting go of something that fulfilled its purpose, connected to your career, to your profession, professional life goals, aspirations, and so on. Here, karmic cycles related to your career, related to your professional goals, objectives, your public image may resurface around this time, truly, truly urging you to let go of any outdated ambitions, perhaps outdated roles that no longer serve you. Mercury, the planet of communication, is closely aligned with this eclipse. Mercury is combust, overpowered by the energy of the sun of this eclipse. And this could lead to potential confusion, delays, misunderstandings. Communicate as clearly and effectively as you can. Try to avoid having any significant conversations around this time because this eclipse overall squares your ascendant. So there is a tendency towards impulsivity. There's a tendency towards being easily triggered as well. Mars is in Cancer, opposing your Capricorn first house ascendant. So we've got lots of opposition squares. Overall here, we've got also this eclipse Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, connects beautifully with Saturn and Mars. Saturn is your ruler. So generally take advantage of the opportunities that really, really resonate with you around this time because they will dissolve if you don't act proactively. At the same time, if something isn't clear, if something is too good to be true, then maybe try to conduct your own research, ask questions. Don't make any assumptions if you can around this time. Overall, Mercury could bring potentially challenges around communication around this time at your work, or perhaps confusion about your career direction. So take some time before you make major decisions, ideally after this eclipse is over. Now, the square to Mars in your seventh house, Mars is in Cancer. The seventh house deals with relationships, partnerships, unions. This generally suggests some emotional tensions between your career aspirations, ambitions, goals, objectives, and your partnerships. So maybe you received an offer, a job offer, a contract, but you're not fully satisfied with the terms and conditions or what they want to offer. Maybe this generally eclipse is kind of stimulating you to think things through and maybe to get out of your comfort zone and propose your own terms and conditions. I think this could be also related to having an important conversation with your significant other, with your boss, with superior. There's a clash of energy between your career and one-to-ones. So this tells me about some potential important meetings, conversations you will have to have. Now, be also cautious of potential conflicts with business partners or your significant others, because maybe you want to make this major decision, career decision that could potentially change the dynamics of your life, but your significant other is not fully satisfied. So you'll see how it will play out in your life, but overall, this is what I've got for you today. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome. We've got the South Node solar eclipse coming up on the 2nd of October, activating your ninth house. The ninth house deals with that needs to be free, the need to spread your wings, the need to be independent, the need to reach your life goals, direction, your purpose. It's all about digging deep, but it's also about doing something that aligns with your purpose, doing something that increases your adrenaline, that helps you to feel free, independent. So here with the South Node being activated, the South Node is about karmic endings, shifting away, shifting away. This is about potentially your belief system being completely changed, readjusted, transformed. Your mindset, your worldview, how you see things, and especially since Pluto has been in your first house of Aquarius, will come back here next year for 20 years. Your world is changing. Your reality is shifting without a doubt. But this eclipse is helping you to leave some emotional baggage, limitations, restrictions, blockages. Of course, we can't do it all at once, but you can do it gradually. You will feel more free because your life is transforming without a doubt. Things are not the same as they used to be a year ago. All right, so the ninth house, yes. So basically, the ninth house deals with long distance travel, learning, studying, education, international business affairs, publishing, beliefs, your belief system, your life principles. So here we've got some karmic lessons around your life philosophy, your principles, your beliefs may resurface. So for this reason, I said that I think many Aquarius rising individuals will go through this massive shift of mindset. I think your worldview is changing, the way you see things around you, your life principles, life philosophy. There's this big shift of energy. Let's not forget, the ninth house deals with spirituality also, with astrology. So you might be really interested in learning more about astrology, diving deeper into these sort of topics. At the same time, maybe you want to be a guide, a coach, or maybe you want to influence people positively as well. This could be also the case, teaching, influencing others in a positive manner. Right, so we've got also Mercury here. Mercury is combust and overpowered by the energy of the sun of this eclipse. Choose your sources wisely. There's a tendency towards misunderstandings, confusion, delusion, especially when it comes to your life purpose, your life path. You might be asking yourself, am I following the right path? Am I on the right direction? You might be questioning yourself, but don't give up. Don't drop what are you doing. Take some time to truly understand your situation. What I will recommend is meditation, affirmations, because sometimes when we work towards a goal and we're seeing good results and we are almost in the phase of a completion, we might experience self-doubt, fear, internal negative self-talk. If you're experiencing this sort of dynamics, then you need to listen to positive affirmations daily to rewire your beliefs. Means that there are still some negative patterns, blockages, limitations from the past that are blocking your ability to move forward. If you're going to be traveling around this time, leave early because Mercury is here combust. So this could also mean delays when it comes to transportation. But with Mercury surfacing around this eclipse, this also means that there could be some lots of thoughts going through your mind, prompting you to truly understand where you stand with your life and where is it that you want to go moving forward. And for this reason, I think there will be lots of also thoughts coming to you, connected to your beliefs, connected to your life philosophy, and you will be releasing slowly old patterns, old habits, old ways of thinking, of seeing the world around you. Now, here we've got also a square to Mars in your 6th house of work and health. And this suggests emotional tension between your daily responsibilities, daily activities, daily habits, and your broader vision of your life, of your reality. With having said that, be mindful of overworking or perhaps neglecting your health around this time, especially while trying to reach some big goals and milestones. Prioritize self-care. Libra is all about balance. You need to find a balance. If there is a clash here between your need to reach your goals, your hopes, your dreams, and if your health is struggling in the meantime because you're neglecting your health, then you need to find a balance because otherwise this could lead to a burnout. Here, I'm not sure if I already mentioned that, but the ruler of this eclipse, Venus, connects beautifully with Saturn and Mars. This is a chance to create long-lasting outcomes and results. So thank you very much. And we reached Pisces. Pisces, welcome. Pisces, for you, this is happening in your 8th house, the house of transformation, regeneration, death and rebirth, inheritance, money that we earn through other sources than our regular monthly or weekly income. So overall, this is a South Node eclipse. A South Node eclipse can generally bring some karmic issues, emotions, feelings around trust, around power dynamics, around shared and joint resources and intimacy to the forefront. Old patterns in how you share resources, in how you share emotional intimacy with others may need to be released around this time. It's all about letting go of the old, reinventing this area of your life. There is so much depth and transformation here that you have this amazing opportunity for letting go of any deeply rooted feelings, emotions, especially the ones surrounded around intimacy, deep relationships, connections with others, but also anything to do with shared resources, finances, emotional well-being on a deeper level. So I think many Pisces rising individuals will be going through this deep transformation in their life. Healing. I think there's so much healing or potential for healing going on. Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, connects with Saturn and Mars by a grand trine. It's a water trine. So you can heal your emotions, some deep wounds, emotional wounds that are blocking your ability to be happy, to be content, to be fulfilled in your life. So here, any emotional wounds might resurface as you approach this eclipse. They could come through in your dreams, or perhaps in your thoughts, or through conversations with others. As a memory, for example, this is your chance to release this. This is your chance to move on, let go and move on. Mercury at the time of this eclipse is combust, overpowered by the energy of this eclipse. So what this means is that you might experience a certain degree of confusion or lack of clarity when it comes to the direction you want to take moving forward. So don't make any emotionally driven decisions around this eclipse, or on the day of this eclipse more specifically. Give yourself some time. Let yourself gain a full understanding of your situation. I think focus on the healing on the letting go of the deeply rooted feelings, emotions, wounds, because this is your chance to transform your reality, inner transformation through deep healing of your emotions. Now, having said that, with Mercury in your 8th house, at the time of this eclipse, this could also be connected to having important conversations, potentially disputes surrounded around money, debts, or inheritance, for example. Remember, Libra is all about balance. Any imbalance will come up and show up, whether this is in your emotions, whether this is in your intimate life, or in the area of finances. Now, at the same time, this eclipse forms a tense square with Mars in your 5th house. The 5th house deals with children, creativity, romance, hobbies, interests, joy in your life. So this indicates that there could be a potential tension between your need for excitement, your need for passion, your need to have a hobby, your need to have joy in your life, the deeper transformative issues currently happening in your life. So while you might have this strong, on the one hand, you might have this strong need for fun and happiness, excitement, you will also have to deal with the more complex issues in your life. But it doesn't mean that you need to let go or sacrifice your happiness. It's about finding a healthy balance. Thank you very much, Pisces.